Hi Year 3, welcome back. Today I'm actually going to be doing lesson 1 and 2 of our mental addition and mental subtraction. So different strategies to use to do this, to find out how to answer these equations without actually writing things. Now I am actually going to write to show you kind of the thought process between them. Now the first strategy that we're going to look at is called round and adjust. So I've put a problem very similar to lesson 1 for addition, and I've also put a problem very similar to some in lesson 2 for subtraction. So let's take a look at this now. So round and adjust, I have 34 plus 19. Now the best way to do this is if you have a number in your ones that is close to your next 10, so in this case 9 or 8 or even 7, I would adjust it to go to the next 10. So I'm going to change this equation to 34 plus 20. So what have I done? Well, I've added a 1, and I'm going to put that there to help me remember. I've added a 1. And now this equation is much easier to solve, because we can look at our ones. 4 plus 0 is still going to be 4, 4 ones, and then 3 plus 2, or 30 plus 20, is going to be 5. So I know I have 5 tens. So the answer for this would be 54. However, we rounded and adjusted, so we also need to do the same thing here. So what that means is we just kind of do the opposite, the inverse. 54, take away the 1 that I added before. So 54, take away 1 is 53. So that is our final answer. 34 plus 19 is equal to 53. Now let's take a look at this in subtraction. Now subtraction is a bit trickier because it seems like you're going to add, but actually in a way you're take away. So let's look at this. So 76, take away 18. Similar thing here. I'm going to look at my ones here, and I'm going to change this equation to 76, take away 20 this time. Now, I went from 18 to 20, and yes, in a way that is adding, but you're still subtracting. So really, you're taking away 2 more, because if it was 18, you'd only be taking 18, but you're actually taking away 20. So that's 2 more that you're taking away. So I need to remember that. Now, again, this is much easier. 76, take away 20. So 6, take away 0 ones. I'm still going to have 6 ones. And then 70, take away 20, or 7, take away 2. That leaves me with 5 tens. So that is 56. Is this the answer? No, because remember, we need to still do the inverse. So we've taken away 2. So this time I need to add 2. So 56 plus 2, that leaves me with 58, which is the final answer. So 76 take away 18 is equal to 58. So that is our rounded adjust. Remember, the biggest one is here, is go to the next set of tens. So in this case, we rounded up to the next 10. It might be that you round down. So if I had 31, I might go to 30 plus 20, things like that. But the biggest step, I think, is to remember that you have to adjust at the end, put those in. All right, let's look at our next strategy. All right, the next strategy that we're going to look at is near doubles. So to start with my addition, I have 15 plus 17. Now, I know 15 plus 15 straight away in my head. 17 plus 17, not as confident. So I'm going to do 15 plus 15. So I'm going to change this equation to 15 plus 15. What have I done then? Well, I need to take away 2 to get there. I've taken away 2 from 17 to get to 15. And now, same thing, similar to round and adjust. I know 15 plus 15 is equal to 30. Again, that's not my final answer. I need to now use the inverse. So 30 plus 2, remember the inverse of it, is equal to 32. So that is my final answer for that one. Now, again, similar thing, it does get a bit trickier with subtraction. So this time I have 60, take away 32. Now, again, I know that 60 take away 30. I know that that's 30. I know my doubles for that. So I'm going to make that new equation. 60 take away 30. Now, just like I said with rounded adjust, it does seem like we're almost taking away 2, but we're really adding 2, because if you think about it, in subtraction, this is saying I'm 60, I'm taking away 30 and my 2's. Well, this case, we're giving back these 2's. So what we're doing is we're really adding 2. We're adding 2 to that to get to 30 because it's a subtraction number. All right, so 60 take away 30, like I said, we know that that's 30. Are we finished? No, because we need to do the inverse. So here we added 2, so now we need to take away 2. So 30 take away 2 is 28. So that is my final answer there. That is our near double. So in this case, similar to, again, to rounded adjust, but rather than going to your tens, you're using your double facts to help you. All right, let's look at another strategy now. Okay, our next strategy is called multiples of 25. Now, hopefully you remember them like this. I have put some up, so 0, 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, 150, 175, 200, etc. So again, very similar thing. This time it is sort of that round and adjust, but rather than rounding to a tens or rather than rounding to a doubles fact, we're going to use our multiples of 25 as our fact to help us. So this time I've been a bit trickier, and I am actually going to use my multiples of 25 for both add-ins. So this one I'm going to adjust to 75 exactly. So what am I doing here? Well, I'm taking away a 1, right? Now, what do you think I'm going to adjust this one to? Exactly. I'm actually going to adjust this one to 50. So I have 2 of my multiples of 25 here. What have I done? Well, I've added 2. 48 plus 2. Now I'm at 50. Now, I can use this. Well, 75 plus 50, even on here, I'm at 75. I know that 50 is 225. That's 125, 225. So this is equal to 125. Am I finished there? No, because now I need to adjust using the inverse. So what I'm first going to do is add 1. We took away 1, so now we need to adjust it back, and I'm going to add 1. So that gives me 126. We finished there? No, because I've only done this one. I need to now, I added 2 here, so I need to take away 2. So 126 take away 2 is 124, and that is my final answer. Now let's take a look at this strategy again using subtraction. All right, now we're going to look at using multiples of 25 in subtraction. So here I've put 74 take away 28. So again, I'm going to round up to a multiple of 25. So in this case, I'm going to round up to which number? 75. So in this case, I'm adding 1. 74 to 75, I added 1. What am I going to round this one to? Well, it'd be a lot to round to 50, up to 50, so I'm going to round down to 25. Now, again, similar, it does seem like we're taking away 3, but actually, since it's subtraction, we're adding 3. We're giving 3 back. If you look here, so this is my 74 minus 20 minus 5, but I want it to just be 25. So I'm going to take these 3 and add them back. So I'm adding 3 back to get to that 25. So now we can solve this. 75 take away 25. Well, in this case, that is just going back 1. I know those are increments of 25. So that is equal to 50. Are we finished? No, 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 because now we need to adjust. So I can actually add these two together. You could do 50, take away 1, and then 50, take away 3. But I'm going to add them together. So 3 plus 1, that's equal to 4. So here we added 4. So I'm going to take away 4. So you see this? 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. We added those. We need to do the inverse. So we're taking away 4 this time. If you want to do 50, take away 1, find 49, and then take away another 3. That is absolutely fine as well. All right, 50, take away 4. Well, I can use my tens knowledge here because I know it takes 6 ones and 4 ones to make 10. So I know that in my ones, I'm going to have 6, and then I'm going to be down a 10. So that is equal to 46. So that is my final answer for this multiples of 25. All right, let's have a look at your packet now. So here's your packet. I've put a reminder of some of the different strategies. Now, I was mostly saying round and adjust, which is more or less going to your closest 10 here. So compensation for 8 or 9, that is exactly what that also means. So you're going to your closest 10. So for instance, 39, you're going to 40, 79, you're rounding to 80, etc. Then here you have your calculations. Now, we looked at a lot of strategies. Some of them you might feel more confident with than others, and that is absolutely normal. So the biggest thing here is just to practice and find out which strategy works really well for you. So if it is still rounding to that closest 10 and then adding that way, so rounding to 50 and then adding 33, that's absolutely fine. Do have a go and challenge yourself a bit though, maybe using one of those that you're not as confident with. So maybe try to use some of those multiples of 25 or doubles here to help you with that as well. Then you have a challenge here. So look at Claire's statement. It's here. Is it always true, sometimes true, or never true? And then here is lesson 2. So similar thing, I've put some examples of some strategies as well. Counting back, that's again rounding to your closest 10. Make 10 and then some, and compensation for 8 and 9. I didn't put the multiples of 25 or doubles, but that's what we looked at in the video, and that's up there. And here are some 4 examples as well. So think about, ooh, this is really, that'd be a really nice one to, if you rounded 48 up to 50, and then remember to adjust afterwards. Here, that's very close to a multiple of 25. Similar here. Think about these, all right? And then you have a challenge here. So use these digits, and how many possible answers can you find? So if you plug them in, obviously, can you do 25 take away 78? No, unless you want a negative number. So what is 78 take away 25? What is 87 take away 25? What is 87 take away 52, etc. And then just kind of see how many different possibilities and answers can you find. They gave some examples here as well. And that is it. So lesson 3, there isn't a video for, but it's quite straightforward. It's just a game. So you start with 100 points. You roll the dice. You can play this with your friends or family. You roll the dice and see what happens. So if I start, when I land here, oh, 100 plus 9, and then you record your results. So that's my name, put Miss Euxter. Maybe I'm playing against Mr. Business here. So I have 100 plus 9. So I'm going to write 109 as my new score. And then, oh, Mr. Business, oh, he only lands here. Mr. Business has 100 minus 15. So what would that be? What's his score? Exactly 85. So he would only have, so far I'm winning. And then you carry on and you see who gets to the finish line first. No challenge for that one. In the next video, I will show you how to multiply mentally. So enjoy that. Again, I know some of these mental strategies can be a bit tricky at first, but the best way to get better at them is just practice, and experimenting. See which one you feel more comfortable with. So enjoy that, and see you tomorrow for multiplying mentally. Bye-bye.